invincible.
check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2. Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Invincible. Invincible. invincible.
And welcome here to Park Talton in Navan for the Little Ireland Ladies National Football League Division 1 Round 4 encounter between the home side Meath and the visitors Mayo. My name is Killian Whelan, and between now and I suppose around the 3:30 mark we'll be bringing you the best of the action between these two counties. Two counties that know each other quite well. Last played of course in the semi-final of the league last year where Meath came out on top. Can they do it again today? Well, if they do, it will be of course important to them because it puts them back in the mix then seriously at the top of the division. Whereas for Mayo, well, they're already in relegation trouble. A loss here today and you would feel that it's over and done for them with regards to Division 1 football for next year. But a lot can happen and a lot can play out. Meath naming so far anyway the same team that played against Galway here the last day. That was a draw of course here in a full house at Park Talton. We imagine the same will come today. Whereas for Mayo of course, well, on the back of those three losses they need something to go right for them today and probably need to start scoring goals. Something similar for Meath, of course. They need to up their scoring difference. So it looks like it's going to be an entertaining clash. Do stick with us. And on commentary with me today will be, of course, former Meath star Gillian Bennett. All to look forward to. Stick with us. Face you see on camera is Mayo manager Michael Miles. Michael, it's a big game for you. You're in relegation trouble and you're coming to the home of the All-Ireland champions. It is a tough ask.
It's a tough ask, and I suppose we probably started off a small bit later than we would like this year. You know, a club starting a small bit or finishing a small bit later. But look, this is a great test for us. We feel we should be up to scratch now, and you're coming to the All-Ireland champions, as you said yourself, and it's a good way to turn around our season if we can get there.
You've had a couple of weeks break, I suppose, in the game. You know, has that been an opportunity then maybe to refocus a little bit?
It is, but then you have things like the O'Connor Cup in the middle of that, and I suppose being based location-wise where we're based on the west of Ireland, players coming home, it takes 4 hours, so we haven't got the kind of fluidity we would have liked in training sessions. But look, there's lots of teams having the same problem, so look, we just have to get on with it.
And as you said, coming here today, trying to rectify, I suppose, things, and I would imagine, you know, getting yourself one out of relegation trouble, but two, maybe, you know, helping the scoring difference a little bit too, I'd imagine is a target. Yeah,
well, it's just about performance really. It's small little things that are costing us games. So we've lost a game by a point, we've lost a game by 2 points, you know, and we seem to be just chasing towards the end, and it's leaving us with too much work to do from a poor first half start. So these are things that we can fix, and if the performance has come right towards the championship, we'll be happy enough.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thanks very much.
Thanks Michael. Cheers. Thank you. Man you see on screen is Meath manager Davy Nelson. Davy, at home, the form, you know, the last day draw, but like you'll be looking to get win now to get back in contention in this division.
Yeah, very much a pivotal game 4. We've had one of everything. We've had a loss, a win and a draw, so hopefully looking for the W today against Mayo.
Tough opposition always, and they have something now really to fight for because they are finding themselves in a bit of relegation trouble.
Yeah, we'd expect nothing else from Mayo. I mean, their legacy is well known, and we'll be expecting a tough task from these today. Every game they've lost narrowly, and we expect nothing but a serious challenge from them.
Davey, finally for you, you know, now would you feel grown into the role? Have you firmly the feet under the table at this stage?
Gradually. It does take a bit of learning, all right, but in a pretty good place now, all right, yes.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. welcome back here to Park Talton in Navan. Then we're hearing from both camps and both energetic in preparation for this encounter here. And we see Meath attacking the hospital end here at Park Talton in Navan. That's where they're warming up, whereas Mayo are in towards the Navan and Mahoney's in the town end of the famed pitch here at Park Talton in Navan. My name is Killian Whelan as we bring you the best of the action over the next hour and a bit. And joining me on commentary is a lady making her debut, but a lady is well known to Meath football circles and definitely, as I imagine, Park Talton as well. Gillian Bennett, good afternoon to you.
Thanks, Killian. I'm delighted to be here today. I suppose any day you're watching the Meath ladies and the All-Ireland champions is a good day. So thanks for having me. Yeah,
you're welcome to us. Just thinking, Gillian, you mentioned to me there your own career. You talked out many a time with me. As obviously within the forward division, you were saying about the game, how much it has changed. Just a quick reflection on that, how you feel it has gone over the last few years.
Yeah, I think I suppose the fitness levels, have been increased. They're absolutely exceptional at the minute. It's gone to a running game. I suppose. Us back, we got to a league final, I think it was 2006. Cork had been, in the midst of doing their 9 in a row. They had copped onto the running game. Dublin had, got to their levels, I suppose, a couple of years later. They did 4 or 5 in a row. And here we are today, Meath ladies after doing 2 in a row, hopefully going for 3.
And it's phenomenal, in a way, where Meath ladies football has come from in the last, the last decade in some ways.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I suppose, one of the members of the panel, I suppose, has been there to witness it all, Niamh O'Sullivan, been there when Meath ladies kind of, I suppose, went to the floor. They got back up and running, and here they are, a couple of years All-Ireland finalists, All-Ireland winners, and it's great to see it.
Yeah, and Eamon Murray is not too far away from us here, but looking at the Meath setup, obviously a lot of change in a number of ways. 1 or 2 maybe in the background still there, but Davy Nelson bringing something different, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I suppose when you take over a panel, you want to make your own mark. I suppose with Eamon Murray, it's big shoes to fill. Him and his background team have been phenomenal for the last couple of years, and I think Davy needs to make his changes. Put a stamp on it and take it from here on in.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that progresses throughout today. One man we see down there we would know quite well, myself and David of Intrays in the background here is of course Alan Malone, and Alan is down there now, part of this backroom team with Davy Nelson. And well, let's have a word on Mayo, of course. A lot of change as well. I'm just even thinking of me, there's been even a few changes in the panel and everything like that since last year. 10 that would have been involved are starting here today. But you're looking at Mayo that have seen a lot of change as well. Michael Miles and his backroom team, they come in, made a number of changes, brought in fresh faces. They find themselves, Gillian, really coming into this on a 3-game losing streak and in relegation trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose for me, these girls have been knocking on the door for a number of years. Unfortunately, you can only pick 15 for your first team, but the likes of Anya Sheridan, who has been thereabouts, knocking on the door, probably hampered a bit by injury. She's after getting that jersey, and I'm sure there'll be no letting it go. For the likes of Mayo, I suppose, looking at their first 15 today, they had 3 first years, first time girls on the panel. But there is a lot of experience as well. I mean, you have the McCaffrey girls, they're there. You have girls come back from injury, girls that played in Australia, and there is a bit of experience there as well. And look, at every time you play the All-Ireland champions, you want to bring your A game. You want to up your level, and you want to beat them. And it'll be no different, than Galway or Dublin. Mayo will be coming out to, knock the All-Ireland champions from their perch.
Yeah, well, we'll wait and see, and we'll see how it all teases out as we go on. But let's have a look at the teams as we see the referee Eddie Cuthbert from Down is in there. Eddie is referee Cavan Westmeath, Tyrone and Roscommon so far in the league, but getting a Division 1 encounter here today between Meath and Mayo, and out there just doing the toss at the moment, Monica McGurk, who's taken on the captaincy role today, so she's out there as well, keeping an eye on things, and Mayo will be of course captained today by We're just waiting for confirmation. I think it's going to be Shauna Howley, because Catherine Sullivan is one of the players that's been replaced. So let's have a look at the Meath team first then. And the home side up on screen there. So Monica McGurk taking on the captaincy role. She will be, of course, from Duleek Bellewstown, and a very accomplished goalkeeper now in her own right, well recognised, I'd imagine, across the country for her exploits in goal. She will be between the posts. Then it's Anya Sheridan of St Michael's, Mary Kate Lynch of Summerhill, who got that goal, of course, in the second round encounter. Probably unexpected, but still it all counted. And then out in the left corner is Katie New. In the half-back line, there is that change. Shauna Ennis has been replaced by number 21, Shelley Melia from Dunboyne. Niamh Gallagly, though, is still out there in the right wing back position, someone who has scored in the last two matches, so it'll be interesting to see will Niamh pop up again. And on the left wing is Avian Cleary of Donaghmore Ashburn. Centre field, well, she's been around now, part of many a Meath team over the last number of years, of course, and seen them to many success. Donaghmore Ashburn's Mauro O'Shaughnessy, and she's accompanied in centre field by Aoife Minogue of Dunderry. Then at the half forward line, it's Megan Tyne of Dunsany, Maeve Byrne of Dunshaughlin Royal Gaels, who has scored a point in every game so far, and Ciara Smith of Screen is on the left wing. And then in the full forward line, we have another change. It's Alva Leahy comes in, replacing Olivia Callan. Alva, of course, of Navan O'Mahony's replacing her clubmate Olivia. It's Stacey Grimes then, who again has mounted a couple of big scores so far in the league, will be on the edge of the square. And Niamh O'Sullivan, of course, back in harness there from the last couple of games, and she will be in the left corner. For Mayo, then they're coming in and making 4 changes to the name team then during the week. Laura Brennan, of course, about her 5th to 6th year now, I think, in the Mayo goals. She of Hollymount is in the nets there. Ailey Shrunane of Davits is wearing the number 2 shirt. Coming in wearing number 22 is Kieran Needham. I don't imagine Ciara will be lining out in full back, but she replaces Roisin Flynn and Knockmore. And then wearing the number 4 shirt, Daniela Caldwell at Castlebar Mitchells. There's 2 changes in the half-back line. Keeping the shirt is Lucy Wallace of Burrishoole. She's a change from the last day out against Waterford, but she was named at number 5 during the week and holds on to that shirt. But Sarah Tierney has been replaced by Fiona McHale, who's back in, having been looked like she wasn't going to be named, but Fiona is lining out wearing number 18, and wearing number 23 will be Sinead Walsh, of course, a point scorer for Mayo in the last number of games. She replaces Catherine Sullivan, the captain of Castlebar Mitchells. At centre field then, it's Clodagh McMiniman of Burrishoole and Sinead Cafferty of Kilmoivey Shamrocks. She at both of them at centre field. It's Hannah Reap, Shauna Howley and Maria Cannon, the half forwards, and it's Lisa Cafferty wearing number 25, Maria Riley replacing Rachel Kearns, and Tara Needham will wear 15. So Park Talton in Navan is the venue for this Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 1 Round 4 encounter, and it is the League and All-Ireland champions Meath up against Mayo. A Mayo team, of course, that find themselves in a little bit of relegation trouble, although there's only one place between themselves and Meath. Meath find themselves down third from bottom, but they are on 4 points alongside Waterford and Cork. It's just down to their negative goal scoring difference that sees them in that position, but it's -1. I'd imagine that will change a little bit today. Mayo, of course, is said finding the scenario where they have played 3, lost 3, and they'll be hoping to rectify that here today. Eddie Cuthbert ready to go. Mayo just getting into position, and they will be all in red this afternoon with a little bit of green splash. Of course, that's their new change strip. And well, then on the opposite side, of course, we don't have to see any changes in any point of view from Meath, because they are all in green. I think there was a little bit of a mix-up going on there, as both teams were heading for the one goal by the looks of things, Gillian. But I think the Mayo girls have corrected themselves now. So we're just about to get up and running. So the wind, if there's anything out there, and it's a sizable enough breeze, Gillian, will favour Meath in this first half.
Yeah, I think it will favour Meath in the first half. It's probably a little bit greasy as well. But I suppose the conditions will be the same for both teams. We'll just hope it dies down a little bit for the second half.
Yeah, well, thankfully the rain that was around, or the mist, we might call it, has blown away. It's heading off out kind of the Kells direction or thereabouts as we get ready now to throw the ball in here. Eddie Cuthbert gets us on their way then, and the ball is thrown in, and a bit of pulling and dragging in the early stages there, but it's Mayo that get possession, and they will attack the hospital end of the ground here off to my left hand side, and it's Sinead Cafferty on the team, of course, and her sister Lisa involved as well, and she's on the ball, and the Cafferty's linking up and offloading it now to Fiona McHale, a veteran of many a Mayo campaign back in the side here. That was listed during the week. She was not due to play, but is started here, and ball is now with Sinead Cafferty, giving it off to Tara Needham, back to Cafferty. All over on the far side, and funneling back now. Meath with 13 behind the ball, and it's McHale. Won't miss her there now with the long white sleeves underneath her red jersey, the change strip for Mayo. And Eddie Cuthbert blowing the whistle there, saying it was a foul on McHale, and she plays the ball backwards. And Meath have retreated for the minute, waiting for the invitation on from Hannah Repier, the Knockmore player. Gets a shout inside from Sinead Cafferty, who spins around very, very well, getting inside. The attentions there of Niamh O'Sullivan, and Eddie said that Niamh fouled. Niamh is remonstrating with him a little bit, but it's going to be a free in for Mayo, Gillian, and patient enough and lacking a bit of bite early on.
Yeah, I think probably a little bit of a soft foul, but yeah, it leaves it like with a good opportunity just outside the 21-yard line.
So Mayo with this early start then. And the kick comes in from their centre forward, Shauna Howley, and she puts that ball over the bar. So, minute and a half gone, but it's fairly nonchalant here so far. Seemingly going through the motions a little bit, but Monica McGurk now, a little bit of trouble there. Got to be careful. That looked like a pick off the ground in the way that was fouled. You know, of course, in the ladies' game, you can pick it off the ground, but I thought Maura Shaughnessy rolled it to herself a little bit there, but referee allowing the play to continue anyway, and it's breaking out with Avian Cleary, and eventually then Shaughnessy has it, and here's a shout from Mary Kate Lynch, and it's over to the far side now for an opportunity for Aoife Minogue to make a move. Shout there from Shelley Melia. Into the middle it goes, and O'Shaughnessy has it, plays a right footed ball, decent ball inside now, could be able for maybe Stacey to pirouette out with that, but she's well tracked there by Daniela Caldwell, and the ball is played forward, and Mayo full of running here at the early stages. Lisa Cafferty getting involved, maybe it was Eddie Cuthbert, but he had to dug out away. Fiona McHale linking up well here now. She's pushed a lot way forward. Ball has popped off here now to girl wearing number 25. That is, of course, Maria Riley. Ball is played inside, but it's been robbed there by Meath and turned over there by a combination of players. And again, slow build up, Gillian, but Meath just biding their time.
Yeah, you know, I suppose like Danielle Caldwell breaking the ball there in her own half back line for Mayo. They worked it up the field, but I think for them, you know, to get on top, they really need to be scoring every time they go up the field. But it was well broken down by the Meath back line.
So Monica elects to go back to Anya Sheridan. Anya hearing a shout inside then from Mary Cade, and across it comes then along the line here. Opportunity maybe Niamh Gallagly. And she's the one that gets the ball. Got 2 points the last day against Galway. Would like to get forward and is tracking Maura Shaughnessy at the minute. Gets for the return pass, and Gallagly has opened up a little bit here. The Dunshaughlin Royal Gales player looking to play this ball on. Was trying to maybe find Ciara Smith. It was cut off there though by the Mayo defence. Getting back in numbers, and well, you won't miss the Mayo team. You'll know them out there in their red with their splash of green on their sleeves. Their new change strip. And of course, one of the teams, of course, as well, that's gone for the coloured shorts. As we play the ball forward here now, Mayo doing quite well into the breeze here at the moment. Rhea Riley looking to get on this ball. Comes back around the house a little bit, plays it, hand pass back out to Cafferty. Meath funneling back in the numbers here. Cafferty is time to find Fiona McHale. Just off the D now. Has a shout there maybe from Sinead Walsh. Walsh looking to get inside. Scored a point against Waterford. Back it comes here now to number 22, Kieran Needham. Needham across the line, then it goes. Meath back with numbers. Going to be hard to penetrate here, but Mayo still on the ball. Looked like a foul was committed there. And the referee blows his whistle. Going to be a free in. And imagine Sean Howley's going to come across to this. And I just feel, Gillian, we're 5 minutes in and we really haven't just taken, ignited here in some ways.
Yeah, I think we're probably losing the ball a little bit too easy. Niamh Gallagher made a brilliant run down towards the forward line. Lost it, probably given it 50-50 ball and lost it a little bit easy. And Mayo now are back on the 21-yard line. Probably another problem saw free again, but a scoring position for Mayo.
Marie O'Reilly was just about to turn there, and Katie New went toe to toe with her, but Eddie Cooper wasn't happy with the velocity of the tackle and has given a free in and a chance again for Mayo to keep that scoreboard ticking over. And as Gillian's already pointed out, I think with the breeze that is as significant as it is, maybe important for Mayo to get a lead in this game, and that ball is put over the bar by Maria Cannon.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're giving away frees on the 21-yard line, Maria Cannon being a good free taker, well able to put it over the bar, and probably easy frees, for Mayo.
Meath electing to go short, even though that they have the breeze and they haven't gone long yet in their kickouts as this ball played forward. They are minding it well though as they move out here at pace, and they love to counter attack. Gallagher has gone for a run, as I said, got the points against Galway the last day, but it's cutting inside there and played well by Maeve Byrne. Byrne cutting on to the 45-metre line. One of the new players that has scored, of course, in every game of the league so far. Offloading this ball now, looking to play it back out here. Niamh O'Sullivan will wind up a little bit, looking to chop back a little bit. Dangerous ball, has to be palmed over the bar by Laura Brennan, and the crowd are happy with that. Niamh O'Sullivan, she had to kind of just shorten the I would imagine the backlift a little bit there, Gillian, but she got it over the bar.
Yeah, absolutely, and she's fantastic at doing that, stepping back outside
and the
kick
play
out
doesn't work. Maeve Byrne is looking to get through on this. She could have went for goal. She kicks it over the bar, and there all of a sudden we were saying Meath hadn't ignited, and there two come in 30 seconds.
Absolutely, fantastic score again, breaking the ball from the corner back and sticking it over the bar.
So good bit of play there then, and the kick out didn't work for Mayo, and now all of a sudden they're under a little bit of pressure, finding themselves here swamped a little bit, needing to get out. I was shocked to see giving it off to Minogue. Minogue would like to have a long range effort, giving it back to O'Sullivan. That's 3 in 90 seconds for Meath.
Fantastic score by Niamh O'Sullivan. This is what she does best. She pops out, away from the play and sticks it over the bar.
It's hard to fathom just how quickly that advantage for Mayo has been wiped out, and all of a sudden Meath just putting the pressure on the Mayo kick out, and Laura Brennan, who's an experienced goalkeeper, Gillian, is just finding it difficult to find a player at the minute.
Yeah, probably finding it difficult against the wind as well, but our players aren't going, our kick outs aren't going direct to players. They seem to be going into space, and Mayo seem to be losing the ball.
So 3 points in 90 seconds for Meath sees them go into a 1 point lead, and we were talking about them not igniting. Well, there you have it now. I think they have just got the flame burning at the moment as Mayo come forward. Lisa Cafferty now looking to play the ball in, and if Mayo didn't think they were in a game, they're in one now as playing that ball across there and trying to get her hands on it is the number 15 Tara Needham. Over across it goes to Hannah Reap, the Knockmore player, looking to get inside, has support from Needham again, the Lewisburg player charging in on this ball, and eventually it's been worked back it goes to Cafferty, and Meath are quite happy for Mayo to have the ball out along this line here as coming forward now Lucy Wallace, one of the new players in the team here for today's game anyway. Back it goes then to the number 22 Kieran Needham, the Needham sisters of course on this team here today, along with the Reeps and the Caffertys, as Mayo go through the hands. McHale looking to find Shauna Howley, got the opening score of the game for Mayo, and then that was followed up by a point from Maria Cannon, but straight away Meath then put pressure on the Mayo kick out. Subsequently Niamh O'Sullivan pointed Maeve Byrne with the follow up after that, and then Niamh O'Sullivan again, all putting pressure on the Mayo kick out. So Mayo have had a lot of possession here, Gillian, in the last couple of seconds, but not able to get beyond that green wall at the minute.
Absolutely. Meath seem to have 13 behind the ball, and to get past this I think you need players running at speed, and there's only one or two running, but they're not running at speed directly towards the goal. They're running around the arc of the 21-yard line and probably not getting in at all. They're back out at the 45-yard line now, and they're being kept out there.
Yeah, possession doesn't always mean that you're winning the game, and they have a lot more possession. I'd imagine it's a good 65-35 possession stakes for Mayo in this game so far, but it's Meath that lead by 3 points to 2. And Mayo are just going over and back and over and back. They need a run, and the shot coming in eventually is a dangerous one. McGurk is going to be careful. Ball is falling on the ground. Transfer, Caverkey looking to get inside. The feet taken from under her, I thought, but the ball is being won back. Eddie Cuthbert saw nothing wrong, maybe just a slip as well. But the Mayo player inside looking around, maybe thinking that could she got something out of that. Monica living a little bit dangerously, Gillian.
Yeah, I think like from here looking up at it did look like a foot trip, but obviously the referee's closer to the ball, and he's obviously given it as a slip, so Meath have the ball then in the middle of the field continuing.
Niamh O'Sullivan went out over the line. I didn't think the ball did. The lineswoman put up her flag, but the referee continued to allow the play on, so Meath are attacking. Looking to pop this ball now. Stacey Grimes look left and right. She likes to go back with it. It's a shot coming in from Aoibhinn Cleary, but it's out to their left and wide, the first wide of the game. And Michael Miles is appealing to Eddie Cuthbert to have a word with his lineswoman. The flag definitely went up, Gillian, but the play allowed to continue.
Yeah, he obviously thought again, that the ball wasn't out, and he let the play continue. I didn't think it was out myself. I thought her legs was out over the line, but not the ball.
So Gus coming up on 11 minutes gone. I definitely didn't think the ball was out either, but the flag did go up, but maybe that's Eddie was quite happy to ignore it, and he is the man in the middle, so he makes the decision ultimately. So that wide came from Aoibhinn Cleary here after 11 minutes of action. It is the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 1 Round 4 encounter in Park Talton in Navan in County Meath, the home of the league and All-Ireland champions. They're up against Mayo. Mayo in, as we said, relegation trouble, as a sandwich there is created just about 55 metres out from the Mayo goal, Aoife Minogue, and one of the Mayo players, the number 25, Maria Riley, has come off the worst in all of that, and a chance for us to draw a breath now, and we were kind of urging the play to get on and up and going, and eventually it did, as we said, with those 3 points for Meath in the space of 90 seconds. But we've probably settled back down now a little bit, and a chance to draw the breath, Gillian.
Absolutely, yeah. Poor ball there from Maria Cannon, went directly to a Meath player, and went to Aoife Minogue there, who was sandwiched, as you said. But Meath have the free now, so the ball is in their court.
So wait now on Maura Shaughnessy, gets the shout to go back, and it's back to Mary Kate Lynch. And Meath, don't forget, are doing all this without a number of their big name players, including one of them, Emma Duggan, who's on the bench, and did of course kick 3 points against Galway, but not in the starting lineup. And I wonder, when you see her wearing number 30, will we see her at all today? Meath now just being a little bit careless with it, but eventually it's Megan Tyne, the Dunsany lady, coming forward with the ball, getting away easily from Sinead Caverkey. Offloads the pass here. Inside it was to Stacey Grimes. Grimes having to toe tap it, try and get herself a little bit of space. Referee said she was being fouled there by Tara Needham, and the ball is inside. O'Sullivan will fancy this, top of the D. She's been held off there by Fiona McHale. Pops the pass inside though, might be able to get possession of it. There was Alva Leahy, but referee said that there was a foul committed, and it's going to be a free in for Meath, and a chance for Stacey Grimes. Got 4 the first day against Dublin, 2 against Donegal, and 2 frees in the game against Galway. Has a chance now to put Meath double scores in front here.
Yeah, very scoreable position for Stacey Grimes. She has been popping these in the last 2 games, and I've no doubt she'll pop this one as well.
Into the Navan O'Mahony's end, of course, the club of Davy Nelson, the manager, as Grimes connects with that, but she hit it. I have to say, I think it got away from her a little bit, Gillian, just looking at it, and just miscued off the boot then. Yeah,
probably a bit of a stretch to get to the ball as well, and the ball is greasy, so she probably didn't hit it as well as she could, but unfortunately it went wide.
So ball gone wide, 2 wides for Meath now in a row. Is coming out with this ball is Daniela Caldwell, the Castlebar Mitchell's player, is opening up a little bit here in Park Talton. Have to say, pitch in fabulous condition, considering I suppose we've had a dry enough start to spring. Rain only coming in the last couple of days, which I'm sure lots of horticulturists will be quite happy with us. Ball is on the move now. McHale looking to get inside and steal, and she came off the shoulder well. Broke inside. There's an advantage to Mayo if it doesn't come to anything. Shot's going to come in there though from Sinead Walsh. Dropping in. McGurk is happy to get hands on him. Monica McGurk there. He's able to offload that ball. Standing on the ground, and Meath just a little bit tight with it, but they fell onto it there. Strong arms from Niamh Gallagher to get it to Aoibhinn Cleary. Over on the far side now, Meath looking to build the hospital terrace, and is thrown inside to Maeve Byrne. Byrne of the Dunshaughlin Royal Gaels club. As Niamh O'Sullivan, her clubmate, is out here on the far side roaring for this ball, and she's coming onto it now. She's going to have to sprint to get to it. It's come off the turf there just a little bit too much, and it just show you how dry the pitch is in lots of ways. It's skidded obviously off the dewy grass, but great conditions here at the pitches.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's always been a fabulous condition. Great conditions for football as well, but like you said, like the little bit of a slip off the grass there just took it away from Niamh O'Sullivan.
So 3 wides in a row for Meath after 3 scores in 90 seconds. Gallagher now looking to charge forward. Decent ball inside, but again it's going to go down as a wide. And that might be the only thing now that all of a sudden a little bit of the yips has kicked in on the whole kicking for scores position.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think for Niamh Gallagher, she's probably been one of the most improved players this year. There are times you have to pick and choose when you're going to go for a score. Probably wasn't the best idea to go for a score there, but look, she was just unlucky, and she'll get the next ball.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll be looking for it again, because she did get 2 points against Galway, got a point against Donegal, and we now have another collision on the 45 metre line, but it looks like it's going to be a Meath free that Stacey Grimes is going to come out and take here, the Central Sound player. Probably Meath's go-to woman on the scoring front so far in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Niamh O'Sullivan is up there as well, Ciara Smith as well, but I think they just need to get their opportunities and take them while they can. So
Grimes, long way out now, missed a 20 metre free, and the referee is telling her she's to go back out another 3 or 4 metres. So I'd say she's going to be hunting for someone to come looking for this. Rachel Kearns has been spoken to by Michael Miles. I wonder if she's going to be seeing time in the Mayo jersey. Niamh O'Sullivan, Stacey Grimes. Sullivan giving it back here now to Minogue. Minogue steps inside the challenge and drives on Aoife Minogue. Good running by the Dundee lady. Still going. Shot at the goals. Ball has to be tapped over the bar by Laura Brennan. It just opened up for Minogue, and in fairness, she went for it.
Yeah, and absolutely breath of fresh air to this Meath team. Aoife coming in from a Camogie background and a junior D with Dundee. A fantastic run, a fantastic point.
Yeah, a lady, of course, that has said, played a lot of camogie with Meath over the last number of years, gets the latest scored in for Meath, and when they drive forward right in front of the goals, it causes problems. Ball with Tyne. Tyne going to have her shot. Have the 2 Dundee got on the board? No, it's gone out to the left and wide, or it should say 2 Dundee. One is Dunsany, one is Dundee, of course, but well, Megan Tyne has pulled that to the left and wide. That would be the only thing Davy Nelson might be worried about. The wide count is starting to mount up a little bit. Yeah,
the wide count mounting up, and we're with the wind as well. So I think when you're with the wind, you need to make every shot count. And just unfortunately, we're not doing that at the minute, but hopefully we'll get better.
Better ball out there, and Meath have pushed up now. Katie New standing nearly on the halfway line there as she tackled the Mayo player there, but the ball has been fouled, says Eddie Cuthbert, and it's going to be a free in that Maura O'Shaughnessy is about to take. Have to say, it's phenomenal to see the impact that this Meath team have had on the public, Gillian, when you hear players being called by their first name, and being chanted here by the young boys and girls that are here.
Absolutely, and look, I suppose when you see 2 All-Irelands in a row, you know that, obviously it's all down to club level and all that, and the huge amount of kids that come to games, the huge amount of kids that look up to their heroes at this stage, but it's absolutely incredible to see.
And one of them is that lady that unfortunately just kicked away. That's Niamh O'Sullivan. You said Niamh, I suppose, one of a number of the Meath players that has been part of this golden period in Meath ladies football, right there from the start. His left-footed ball played across by O'Sullivan there after getting that ball picked up on the charge here. The number 19, Alva Leahy, offloading the pass, looking for it there. Maybe is Aoibhinn Cleary. Is looking to charge forward. Comes the number 12, Ciara Smith, and she puts the ball in and over the bar. She got 1 against Galway, she got 1 against Dublin, and now had 1 against Mayo.
Yeah, fantastic score by Ciara Smith. I think she just balanced herself, got her kick right, got it over the bar, and it'll do her confidence well.
So that's Maeve Byrne and Ciara Smith in the half-back line that have scored. Kick out doesn't work out for Mayo, and Daniela Caldwell can't go near it. And the ball goes out over the sideline here, and it's going to be a Meath ball. Another giveaway of possession for Mayo. Niamh O'Sullivan was looking for Ciara Smith again inside, but this could fancy O'Sullivan. Off her left foot, makes it of her own. Captain score from Niamh O'Sullivan, and that's 3 from her.
Yeah, fantastic by Niamh O'Sullivan, but the kickouts are letting Mayo down. That's probably 4 or 5 they've had gone astray from the goalkeeper, and Meath are counteracting, so it's good for me.
You'd have to credit Ciara Smith and Niamh O'Sullivan. Worked that sideline ball very quickly between the two of them. Mayo just backed off, and I don't think you can back off Niamh O'Sullivan.
No, definitely not. You need to get out and stop her running and stop that left foot.
Fiona McHale now trying to offload this ball and get Mayo moving in the right direction, because now all of a sudden they find themselves 4 points down, having been 2 points and no score in front, and trying to get forward here. Lisa Cafferty, all of a sudden the Mayo, well, the wagon is starting to come off the rails a little bit here, and they got to react to somehow. I know they will have the conditions with them in the second half, but I think they've just got to be a little bit closer to this Meath setup, because Meath, as we can see at the moment, even with their win behind them, 13 behind the ball, and I'd imagine they'll do a lot of this in the second half. As coming forward, that's a good move by Lisa Cafferty now, looking to offload it, trying to find her sister Sinead. She does, and Sinead pops it over to the far side of the field now, charging onto it here. Kieran Needham looking to step inside and offload it to Hannah Reap. Of course, her twin sister Emily on the subs bench for Mayo, and a foul committed there, and a bit of a needless one really committed there by Meath, and a chance for Mayo maybe to get back on the board here. Shauna Howley got the opening score of the game. Mayo really haven't threatened so far. Well, definitely in the last quarter here, you'd feel, Gillian, and they badly need a score here.
Yeah, badly need a score, and you can see they're improving when their attack, gets quicker, and the ball comes back out. It kind of slows it down, and then, it's hard to get the ball back in then.
Tara Needham forcing that shot at that goal, but it's out to the right and wide, the umpires say. So coming up on 22 minutes gone here in the Lidl Ladies National Football League Division 1 Round 4 encounter between Meath and Mayo. It is the League and All-Ireland champions that lead by 6 points to 2. Mayo now find themselves, as we know already, if they weren't in relegation trouble, lose here today, and I think you could nearly say that their Division 1 season is done and dusted. It's going to be hard to make it back in the last couple of games. Still possible, but I think it's just making themselves a bit of a mountain to climb, because they have 2 away encounters. They have Kerry next weekend, Waterford then on the 19th of March, and Cork away as their final game. Meath as well needing to, Meath have Mayo have Dublin and Donegal away, Galway at home, whereas it's Meath have 2 away encounters after this. So winning home matches quite important, but for Mayo I think they need to win everything now at this stage.
Absolutely, but I think you are what you are. If you need to go down and rebuild, I mean, it's probably the best thing for the team, so that they can come back stronger, and better next year.
So coming forward with it, Lucy Wallace of the Burrishoole Club, offloading it to Kilmovie Shamrocks, Sinead Cafferty. Crossfield ball from Ailish Ronayne of Davits. So the lady who was coming running onto it there, Kieran Needham, looking to come in on the left foot, having a shot, but Monica McGurk and Michael Miles, he jumped off the ground there. Again, it's a cough up of possession. Obviously has an eye up on the stand here, keeping an eye on things. I wonder what the message will be, but I'm sure he'd be happy enough if they keep close proximity to Meath, but can't afford to cough up much more scores, you'd feel.
Absolutely, and a few after going into the goalkeeper's hands, and probably it's a forward's worst nightmare, trying to take a score and they go into the goalkeeper's hands.
Ball breaks, and it's Lucy Wallace. Been on a lot of ball in the last few minutes. Clodagh McManaman playing the ball forward. Maria Cannon getting in there as well, and again Wallace on the ball to Cafferty. Cafferty's the shout inside then from Maria Riley. Riley giving it over the far side then to Lisa Cafferty. Looking to step inside the attentions of Aoife Minogue, who's on the scoreboard here. Fiona McHale popping it inside now to Sinead Walsh. Walsh looking to force it on here. Might work out. Ball is lost though by Cafferty. Got 5 points in their performance against Waterford the last day. Mayo averaging about 13 points in their game so far. Meath a little bit lower on the scoring average, but still, I suppose they've got results. And here so far they've got up to 6 points to 2 then. And the clock continues to push on. Meath probably feel they might need another score or two. Coming charging out with that ball then is Shelley Mealia from the Dunboyne club. To Megan Tyne, playing the ball forward, decent ball now to run on, but it's skidded again away on the surface, away from Mayburn, and it's down as another wide there.
Yeah, it was a great ball in. Look at the surface has taken it and taken it quicker, past the player, and it's out over the end line.
So Laura Brennan looking for the kick out here, the Hollymount player, I think 5 or 6 seasons now, I think, as Mayo goalkeeper. I think as her sister is a minor keeper as well in the Mayo setup, is playing the ball forward. Then is Mayo coming strong now. This is probably one of their best moves. Opportunity maybe to offload it here. Sinead Walter go for her own score, gives it off, shot coming in, but again straight at McGurk. And they had a bit of purpose in that move, but they just slowed it up, I think, at the wrong time, Gillian.
Yeah, for sure. I think when they attack at speed, they have a great chance of scoring. They attacked at speed, probably slowed it down a bit, and look, I think probably should be taking their points.
There's a chance maybe, and the shot goes in, it's over the bar, and it was Fiona McHale that just made sure that pass was moved on. It's a score that Mayo needed, eventually forced over the bar by Sinead Walsh. Got a point the last day against Waterford. Now she's a point here against Meath, but it was I hope she won't mind me saying it, the old stager, the veteran of many a Mayo campaign, Fiona McHale, that turned that into something.
Yeah, absolutely. Huge experienced footballer, and a great score. And I think Mayo need to be chipping away at the scoreboard, taking their points when they can, instead of kind of popping it into the goalkeeper's hands.
So point for Mayo then with 26 minutes gone on our clock. They will, of course, will follow the referee and what he says, the stoppages and everything like that, as Megan Tyne gets on this ball, being fouled there by Lucy Wallace, and it's going to be a free out for the Dunsany lady. Goes backwards with it, a bit tight to the sideline there, but it's all worked out. Maura O'Shaughnessy back helping out. And eventually, with Mary Kate Lynch, give it to Monica McGurk, and she offloads the pass into the middle, where it's a fine, strong run by Niamh Gallagly. Maybe this is why she's in the team and able to get forward for scores, because that's a phenomenal run from 145 to the other.
Absolutely. Niamh Gallagly has been, Meath's probably most improved this year. Fantastic fitness levels about her, and a great run.
And a great shot off there by Maeve Byrne, found by Stacey Grimes. Grimes might be on the scoreboard yet, but she's setting other people up, and that's a perfect response to the Mayo score at the other end.
Yeah, perfect. I think Meath need to get a few more points on the board before half time.
Yeah, 7 points to 3 it is, with 27 minutes gone. Laura Brennan now hunting again, looking for the kick out here. Plays it out into the middle, looking for Sinead Cafferty, but it went over her head, and it's Maura O'Shaughnessy now linking up again here. Avian Cleary's the one coming forward, played a hand pass, but she was being fouled. Maybe she knew that was coming, and it's going to be a chance here now, I'd imagine, for Stacey Grimes to line up on this, or maybe it might suit a left-footed taker, but I'd imagine no, it is going to be Grimes is going to take this into the Navan O'Mahony's end, and this will have wiped out then the Mayo threat of a comeback. And but I would imagine Davy Nelson would be looking for a 5-6 point lead at half time here. With that breeze behind him, Grimes going to steal a yard or two. Did she wrap her foot around it enough? No, she didn't, and unfortunately for Stacey, it hasn't been good in front of the post so far.
Yeah, unlike Stacey, but we're all human, I suppose, and just unlucky.
So clock continues to push on then towards the half-time whistle. Laura Brennan puts the boot through it, out to the middle it goes, and it's a good take there by the Mayo players in the middle. Not going to come out with it, but looks like Maura O'Shaughnessy disrupted the run of the Mayo player, and the referee said it was touch on the ground. Going to be a free that Fiona McHale is going to try and move quickly, but she elects to go with a short pass, and eventually it's worked up along the Hospital Terrace side over there. And it's Walsh looking to come forward. Needham on the move as well. Still a strong run there from the number 23, Sinead Walsh. Lost the ball, goes back in to try and win it. Held up there by the Meath defence, and it's a little bit of scooting on the ground there, trying to get forward. And I don't know whether it's that is legal in any way, all under knees there, but the referee says no, it's not. Calling a halt to it, and he's going to throw the ball up. Again, the momentum gone out of the game that little bit. Looking as the Mayo number 8, Claudia McMenamin, looking to come forward here. She'll be in the throw up, I'd imagine, with Aoife Minogue. Two very tall ladies out there, I'd imagine well over the 6 foot mark, and they're nearly carbon copies, just one wearing green, one wearing red.
Yeah, absolutely, and two incredibly talented footballers.
So Eddie Cooper waiting for the players to move away so he can throw this ball up on the 20 metre line, and it's the Mayo lady that wins it. Looking to offload to Walsh, having to go in and win it though, Claudia McMenamin, because she was well tackled in losing the ball. And then one of the smaller players on the field is Judge Fowler and Stacey Crimes, and I thought he was calling a foul. He's elected to throw the ball up again.
Yeah, I think Mayo have just got a little bit in the last few minutes, a little bit stronger in the tackle. You can see, them getting a little bit more into Meath, like, when they go for a 50-50 ball, they're stronger in the tackle, and Meath have to match that.
And Minogue, how strong was she getting in there and win that? And I think she might have hurt one of her own players in trying to win it, but she won the possession, got the ball back, wins the free, and maybe that's why Aoife Minogue is in there as well, just to purely use that physical strength that she has. Yeah,
she's a fantastic asset to this team. Her engine, her, running with the ball, her passing as well, huge asset.
So as we said, heading towards the half-time break here. Wonder what's going through Michael Moyle's head as we see the Mayo stats team heading to the dressing room, I would imagine, to emphasise a few things. So it's 3 points for Niamh O'Sullivan, 2 for Maeve Byrne, 1 for Aoife Minogue, and 1 for Ciara Smith. Are the scores for Meath here today, and for Mayo it's Shauna Howley, Maria Cannon, and a point in from Sinead Walsh.
Temporary substitution on the Meath team, number 23 Olivia Gore, replacing number 7 Aoibhinn Cleary.
Aoibhinn Cleary then probably not taking any chance. We're going to have a look at that. Maybe a little bit of a head injury. Just trying to see there. Everyone's looking after her, but they are going to replace her anyway, so I think Monica is telling her it's okay, you can head off there, Aoibhinn, and maybe get patched up during the half-time break. But Olivia Gore of Rathkenny is in, and maybe a little bit of a knock to the face or something like that. There might be a bit of blood involved, so they're just taking her off.
Yeah, it's never nice to see a player injured, but I suppose it's an opportunity then for somebody to shine, when they come in.
Fionn McHale breaks that ball down that was delivered long by the Meath defence, and eventually Mayo getting their hands on Maria Riley, setting it up on the far side. Comes inside now to Lisa Cafferkey, had a run inside, but elects to go for short pass and give it to her centre forward Shauna Howley. Howley giving it out here then. Looks like it might be an option here for McMenamin, eventually to McHale. The green wall is in front. There's only one Meath player forward, and that's Maeve Byrne, and she's inside the 65. She's not inside the 45 though. Mayo looking to get forward. They're fouled by Meath, and it's going to be a free. McMenamin made a move there, but Howley's looking to go short, plays it inside, robbed of that ball there by Anya Sheridan. The ball is picked up there by Mayo. McMenamin looking to pirouette out with the tackle there, driving forward Sinead Walsh, got the last point for Mayo, kicked in there by Shauna Howley, but she was blocked away on it there by Meath and done very well, and Anya Sheridan wins the ball, and there's the half-time whistle then, called a halt there by Eddie Cuthbert, looking for the ball, and I'd imagine Davy Nelson's going to be quite happy with that performance. Just saw out those last couple of minutes there without really any threat from Mayo, and they lead here at half-time 7-3.
Yeah, not much of a threat from Mayo. I suppose they're, when they go forward and with speed, they seem to be getting through the Meath defence, and then they turn and slow it down, and the more they slow it down, then there's no players running, and they're failing then to get scores. But Meath, I suppose, will be more happy with that half, in the fact that when they got down the field, like they were getting their scores.
But you're looking at it here, Gillian, like Meath, the opening 5 minutes or thereabouts, we were kind of wondering, was the game going to ignite? Then they get 3 in 90 seconds and that opened up the game a bit. And then we've kind of gone through a few rises and troughs in some ways, because the game, the tempo has petered out on occasion.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper, the Mayo goalkeeper's kickouts probably helped Meath a little bit. They're a bit wayward at times. Meath, got the ball and stuck it over the bar. We probably, have been on top in the first couple of minutes, but have been in and out of the game, as you say.
Yeah, well, we wait and see now, and we'll see what Aoibhinn Cleary, the future is for her. She's just coming off here with the medical team, and looks okay. I think it was a knock in around the facial area, though, so I wonder will we see her. It did say it was a temporary sub, Olivia Gore, so we'll see will Aoibhinn resume in the second half. Just looking down here as well, Gillian, Rachel Kearns going through a significant enough warm-up. I'd imagine we're going to see her in the second half.
Yeah, I would say so. I think Mayo need an injection of pace, I think, and hopefully she will, get onto the field at some stage.
Yeah, well, Rachel Kearns, of course, someone that we have seen play with Mayo, but also head to Australia with Geelong in the AFLW, and back, of course, committing to Mayo, but has gone through her warm-up there just in the last couple of minutes, and just finishing off there before the teams went in, and I think we will probably see her in the second half. But you heard the PA announcer tell the kids, get the ball out onto the pitch. I think it's great to see. It's littered at the moment with juveniles out on the field with a football, and great to see, I have to say. It warms the heart to see so many youngsters out on the field at the moment with a football here in Park Talton in Navan. But well, Davy Nelson, Michael Miles, they'll have both something to talk about inside their dressing rooms here at half time, because I'd imagine Davy not wholly happy with maybe having had the elements that they're only 4 points up on Mayo. Mayo need to use the position that they had an awful lot better. But from Gillian and me for the moment at half time here in the Little Ladies National Football League Division 1 round 4 encounter, it is the League and All-Ireland champions Meath 7 points, the challengers Mayo 3 points. Okay, and you're welcome back to Park Talton in Navan. Eddie Cuthbert, the official from Down, is out in the middle waiting on the teams. Mayo are out just waiting to see, have we seen the official change, and Rachel Kearns is still in her training bib, so she's not starting this second half. I was considering that warm-up she went through, I was full sure we were going to see, but they've held off on making that introduction. Waiting on Meath.
The blood substitution on the Meath team, Lidl Moore is replaced by Amy Cleary for the second half. And there was substitution on the Mayo team, number 7.
So the PA was about to announce there that we were having a change in the Mayo team.
Number 7, Catherine O'Sullivan replaced number 5, Lucy Wallace.
So Lucy Wallace, that's I think a little bit harsh on Lucy Wallace. I thought she probably was one of the better Mayo players in that first half, unless she's picked up a knock or something, but she's been replaced by Catherine Sullivan, so she, I assume, will resume as captain. She's in, Catherine Sullivan. And Meath, Aoibhinn Cleary is back in the starting lineup, having been temporarily replaced. Ball is won by Aoife Minogue, going the wrong direction. I think she was being told by the crowd, but I think she was just trying to find Niamh Gallagly, and Gallagly coming in field, giving it to Anya Sheridan. And the referee said that she'd been, or giving it to Aoibhinn Cleary, I should say, and she was being illegally held onto. Back it goes to Maura O'Shaughnessy, who likes to play in that deep role and bring other players into the game. Very unselfish role, I have to feel on occasion, Gillian, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think with Moira, she usually steadies the ship, she calms things down, and she makes the good passes then when Meath go forward.
She knows rightly when to pick him. Is driving forward now. Meath again with Minogue, looking up, looking to offload the pass inside. She does that very well, and then goes for the return pass, and Meath are in here now. Opportunity maybe with a goal strike. It's a side netting, and that you would feel is a chance gone a begging, Gillian, because I think Ciara Smith was all on her own on the edge of the square.
Yeah, I would argue then, was there a pull of the jersey like before she kicked the ball? Yeah, she could have passed the ball across the square. Probably a little bit selfish maybe, but I suppose as a forward your first thought is, you know, can I take the shot, can I get the score? So just unlucky. Yeah,
Alva Leahy just unlucky there. Pull of the jersey probably did put her off all right, and well, I suppose you are the corner forward, you're getting in there, you're going to be thinking goal on my mind as Mayo come down the far end, and Shauna Howley looking to offload this ball. She gives it to Sinead Cafferty, who is a shot at the post, and it's gone out to the right and wide. And I think as well that just proves, Gillian, the strength of the breeze, but that it's not going to win you a match here either.
Yeah, I suppose when you're up here sitting in the stand and we're looking at flags to see the strength of the breeze, it's different when you're down there on the pitch. And look, it's the same for both teams, like we said in the first half. And but Mayo seem to be taking points like from further out the field, so they're obviously shooting from a little bit further out in the hope that the wind will get it over the bar.
So Monica McGurk under a little bit of a panic, wasn't able to play a kick pass towards Moira O'Shaughnessy, but so Mayo have got in there and been able to rob that with Sinead Walsh giving it off here now to Maria Riley popping a pass to Cafferty, to Howley. Howley's been forced back out now. They're all the way to the 45 with Daniela Caldwell playing a lovely ball across, trying to find Maria Cannon. Lisa Cafferty having to come around the house a little bit, dropping it in. Monica McGurk, safe hands in there, and that's definitely a foul on the keeper. Hand on the back by Sinead Walsh, and time for Monica McGurk to be able to play it out. A safe pair of hands in there.
Yeah, safe pair of hands. You know, it was probably her own ball that probably got them into that situation where the pass kind of was a little bit astray tomorrow. O'Shaughnessy who put them under a little bit of pressure, but yeah, super hands on Monica.
Moving on then with Megan Tyne being tracked by 3 red jerseys now. Got to be careful, and she's pushed, I thought. The referee says she overplayed the ball.
Yeah, I think probably there was a bit of both there. I think the legs was taken from underneath her as well, and you know, but the referee had obviously in his head that she'd overcarried.
Cafferty gets it to Riley then giving it to McHale giving it back there, but it's a great tackle by Aoibhinn Cleary back in the field of play. Went off, as I said, as a temporary sub, and is in possession of the ball now. Comes out around Mayo in their all red with their splash of green on their sleeves, their chain strip. giving it off here now with Meath all in green. This trip, of course, we've become very accustomed to. Ball inside, very intelligent play there by Stacey Grimes, giving it to Avian Cleary, who's opening up the lungs a little bit and chasing up the field. The Donaghmore Ashbourne player is held up there, and she's been urged to play the ball forward, but Eddie Cuthbert just telling her, mind the position where you are now. And it's we're shocked to see that's available for her. Grimes there for her if she wants, but we're shocked to see holds on to the play. Right footed ball, not a great pass, and Fiona McHale read it well and cuts it out. 7 points to 3. It's 5 minutes gone in the second half, and it's no score yet for either side. A bit similar to the start of the first half. On the ball now, Maria Cannon playing a bit of a high ball down into the corner to Lisa Cafferty, looking to come forward with it now on the 30-metre line. It's Eilish Renane with number 2 on her back that's up at the moment. Back out it comes here to Maria Riley, the Kiltane player. Here's hearing the shout from Catherine Sullivan, who's on the field of play now, was due to start but was replaced by Sinead Walsh and is now in for the second half. Tara Needham giving it to Howley. Mayo look afraid to shoot even though they have the wind behind them, although there's a green wall in front of them. It's moved on here by Riley. Riley now inside trying to find Daniela Caldwell. Caldwell held up there. Cafferty, Needham. Over here on the roll is Tara Needham. Eventually it's moved over here, looking for Catherine Sullivan, but it was taken on by Howley. Left-footed shot, driving it in. It's gone out to the right and wide, I think, and Meath will be quite happy with that. Linesman or umpire though is telling the referee something. Oh yeah, just telling him maybe it's going to be a change here, and it's finally. We preempted it about 10 minutes ago. Looks like Rachel Kearns is going to get her turn on Park Talton, Gillian.
Yeah, I think the Mayo is starting to shoot from further out the field, and unfortunately they're going wide for them. A big substitution now for Mayo, and just hopefully she can make a difference.
So it looks like Kearns is going to go into the middle for the moment. Sinead Cafferty is the one replaced, and looking at the way Sinead's coming off the field here, I'm not sure she's overly happy that she's been replaced here. She's taken her time.
Well, I think everyone that puts in a time and effort into training and stuff like that, you know, nobody likes coming off. It's just, you know, I suppose it's good to give others a chance, and maybe in the hope that they'll make a difference.
So the ball is being turned over though, and Kearns straight into the action. It's a high looping ball, but it's gone out to the right and wide. She had a bit of a snapshot at it, and it's shotgun a begging there by Rachel Kearns.
Yeah, that ball should have been over the bar. Like, she was close in there to the 14-yard line. They're the bread and butter ones that should be getting.
Kick out to come then from Michael McGurk. Has to go across the line where trying to get on it is Ciara Smith, but she picked it up inside the 20-metre line. The ball was actually coming across, it was outside, but it worked its way back in, and she couldn't pick it up, and she did, and it's going to be chance now for Mayo. That just shows you the strength of the breeze then. Yeah,
definitely. It definitely did come outside the 21 and went back in again. But look, the rule is that if you pick it up from a kick out inside the 21, that it's a free against you. So the ref is probably just going by the rules.
Chance for Shauna Howley then with left foot to put this in, dropping it in and dropping short. And we've seen the two free takers for Meath and Mayo drop ball short, 20 metres out. And they've either dropped short or wide. Yeah,
I suppose, like, because they probably, you know, they're used to scoring from different areas and stuff like that. They, you know, I think, you know, when they miss frees, like we think that, you know, they're after dropping it short or whatever. But it's very difficult when you're out there, you know, to kick a ball over the bar.
No question about it, but you still, when you look at the scoring rate of Stacey and Shauna coming into these two matches, you would be expecting them to put them over. Shauna Howley so far has a decent average of 5 points a game, but has only got one to her name today. Stacey coming in with 4, 2 and 2. Might find it a little bit more difficult now in this second half with that breeze, which is significant. And with just coming up on my clock, 8.5 minutes gone in this second half, it's going to be a little bit harder for me to add to that scoreboard. So Avian Cleary then being urged to kick on that ball by the Mayo management as Mayo have turned it over with Howley giving it to Needham. Needham now on the charge here, trying to give it to Caldwell. Caldwell was fouled. It's going to be a free in, and a second bite of the cherry maybe for Shauna Howley here.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit of a soft free there going through, but because they were on the run, they were through, they had a player open, but the referee has called it back, and yeah, very kickable for the Mayo player.
Right in front of the black spot then, just off the D. And words of encouragement there, I think, were given to Howley by Maria Riley. She drops it in, lets the wind do the work this time, over the bar. And Mayo have their 4th point, Shauna Howley 2nd point. And it's going to ask questions of Meath now, isn't it?
Absolutely, a fantastic score by Mayo. And I suppose assisted a little bit by the wind. But I suppose as a free kicker, your final step, the way you look at the goalposts, anything can put you off. So I do have sympathy for the players that actually miss as well.
Mayo look like they're going to run the bench here a little bit. Sarah Mulvihill of Knockmore and Aoife Geraghty of Westport are with the bibs off and about to come in. So a little bit of fresh legs. Going to be interesting now, and it'll test the mettle of Davy Nelson's Meath out there. Of course, Mayo, you would feel, need to get a win here in Navan today, and this ball might work out now. A dangerous ball. O'Shaughnessy got to be careful. Got her head down. Now it's a 2-on-1 situation here. Mayo coming charging forward. Back in the net. Well taken goal. Mix up by Meath. Pressure put on. And the ball put to the back of the net by Maria Cannon. And now Meath find themselves in a level situation and struggling to get out of their own half.
Yeah, we are struggling to get out of our own half. I think Maura let the ball come across her there rather than actually go full body on it and get our body behind it. It came across, there was 2 running Mayo players going in, and well finished by the Mayo ladies.
Yeah, well taken goal, put to the top corner. Not a whole lot Monica McGurk could do about it. Ball is out here towards Stacey Grimes. Gets up and wins it, but Mayo on a bit of a charge. Now Aoife Geraghty on the field of play. Gives it to Daniela Caldwell. Caldwell's playing another ball forward. Now towards the end line, looking to get inside. Did that very well. Pirouettes away, but eventually she had to overstep it. No question about it. 6-7 Meath players around her. She knew she had to overstep that ball. Is the only way she was going to maintain possession, and she's been told off there a little bit by Niamh Gallagher. And it's going to be a free out for Meath, and a chance they need to get this ball out of that area because Mayo are putting them under serious pressure. Yeah,
and the Mayo tails are up now, but although there was 6 or 7 Meath players around, the player running through as well, but Meath need to get the ball out of their own half and get a few scores on the board. So better say hello to Robert Cox watching the action, and Shane as well, keeping an eye on the encounter here in Park Talton in Navan, as Meath all of a sudden now just under a little bit of pressure, looking to hold on to this ball, but it's Lisa Cafferty now over on the far side, looking to get inside the attentions of Mary Kate Lynch. Mayo players queuing up now at the minute. Maria Riley, ball over here now towards Catherine Sullivan, playing the ball inside now, no one around Tara Needham, winding herself up, having a shot at that near hand post. Ball's going to drop short. It's around the arm there of Avian Cleary, out for 45, and the Meath defence just suffering that little bit at the moment. It's all hands to the pump, 14 behind the ball. It's just Maeve Byrne that's up at the moment, and she's now currently inside her own 65. Rachel Kearns is going to fancy this, I think. On the 45, laid the ball down. It's a good strike, but it's going to drop short. It actually went in off a Mayo hand there. All the hands went up, and I think it was the number 23, Sinead Walsh, that might just got Alberus of touches on that, and the ball went into the back of the net. But it was a dangerous ball coming in at pace. Ball in, 2 goals then in the space of about 2 minutes. From a Mayo point of view, it's exactly what Michael Moyles would have ordered. And well, if Mayo are to get out of relegation, this would really set them up if they come out here with a win. The one worry I would have had
Gillian, coming into this game was Mayo were scoring goals, and we're finding it probably easier to get goals than Meath in the 3 games so far. Now, hold on, Monica, to do with it. Olivia Gore is in now. So, Shelley Mealia of Dunboyne, who was in at the start, has been replaced there.
Substitution on the Mayo team, number 27, Sarah Mulvihill, replaces number 12, Marion Cannon.
So, number Shelley Mealia is off. She's been replaced then by Olivia Gore. And I know that Mayo have made a change as well. We'll bring that to you just in a minute. But Mayo are the ones on the charge here, leading 2-4-7. Meath, I think, have only got once inside the Mayo 65 since the start of the second half.
Yeah, probably poor from their, displays that they have put on. But we need to run for each other a little bit more. Meath need to, get a few scores on the board as well.
Yeah, well, that's at the moment going to be hard with the number 10 Hannah Reid charging on here. There's going to be a quarter of an hour remaining here as the ball is played over here towards Aoife Geraghty, the Westport player, looking to jink left and right, coming back around the house now, pops it to Catherine Sullivan. Was down to start, didn't start, but came on at half time. Gets the ball inside here for Sinead Walsh, who got, I think, a little touch. I'll have to see it back. It was hard with the naked eye just to be sure. It could be Rachel Kearns' goal, and it could be Sinead Walsh's. So I think she may just have got the barest touch that was able to get it beyond Monica McGurk. Meath now needing though to dig in here a little bit, and no better player to dig in than Gallagher. Setting off now here, Olivia Gore looking to step inside, right footed ball in towards Byrne, but it's cut off there by the Mayo's number 22 Kieran Needham. Mayo now full of running. Kearns looking offloaded, McHale looking to get inside the attentions of Maura Shaughnessy. Needless foul given away. Meath really needing to get out their hands on the ball and hold on to it.
Yeah, absolutely. I suppose Moira probably thought she was taking one for the team there because Mayo were getting through, but Mayo have their tails up and they're on top at the moment. Meath need to just get possession, keep possession, and get into the Mayo half.
So it looks like Meath have made another change. Alva Lee has been replaced there, the Navan O'Mahony's player. Yeah, it looks like it is for Moira, and I don't know whether it was that harsh, was it?
No, I didn't think it was that harsh, and she probably hadn't have done a foul like that before. So probably a little bit harsh for me, but look, it's just unfortunate at this stage of the game.
Yeah, as you said, she did take one for the team, I think, but it probably was a needless foul, but I didn't think it deserved that card, but it's a yellow card for Maura Shaughnessy, and she's off for 10 minutes. And that's it could be a vital 10 minutes now. She would have been one lady you would feel that Meath needed back there just to keep a lock on the whole thing as Lisa Cafferty comes forward with that shot, and Mayo, they lead 2-4 to 7 points, so that is a wide, and they don't need wides now to start up. Monica Doe, short ball, had to be careful there, getting in and win that. Anya Sheridan, and in fairness, Anya Sheridan with 3 Mayo players around, I know it ultimately is a free in now for Mayo, but she did everything she could there to make sure Mayo didn't get more than what they've just got.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think we're crowding the half back line with our forwards coming down kind of into the half back line, and it's leaving then 50-50 balls, that Mayo can, have their half backs going forward and popping over the scores when they can.
Yeah, and popping another point over the bar, 2-5 to 7 points, and you wonder how the Meath management are going to rectify this now.
Yeah, I suppose it's a challenge for Davy now, down to 14, under pressure, down by a few points, but I'm sure the girls will get together and keep it going.
But again, it's all, as you said, if you're bringing the half back line for Mayo down on top of your half backs, as you mentioned then, when there's a 50-50 ball, Mayo have flooded that area then with a certain amount of numbers, and I would think if you're the management, you're trying to get your half back line back up the field.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on the game plan as well. I would feel that, you keep as many players away when you're under pressure. so that you have a better chance of getting the ball. But we seem to be losing the 50-50 balls, and Mayo seem to be picking them up and picking their scores.
Yeah, but Meath for the first time now, I would say nearly in 15 minutes, find themselves in this part of the field. They've been really under the cosh in the last while, and have of course seen themselves go from 7 points to 3 ahead to be 2-5 to 7 down. They elect to go back with the ball, which I'm not sure whether it's a sensible thing in the current environment, but they're driving out here with an opportunity maybe just to get out of jail at the minute here, because they are under serious pressure, and Niamh O'Sullivan is the one that we haven't seen a whole lot on the ball, but of course it hasn't come to her part of the field, is the one with the possession at the minute. Now it's over here towards Gallagly, and we need a bit of a scenario here that Meath get Gallagly forward on the ball as much as possible. Aoife Minogue, another strong player on the ball, but being held up there. Eilish Ronan was the one that put the hit in, as Meath kicking that ball away. Numbers were here on this side, Gillian. Now Mayo have been able to counter again here. Strong run here coming. Aoife Geraghty is offering herself up, but it's on the ball. Maria Riley looking to step in. The hand there of Katie New holding on to possession. This win for Mayo would be huge, you would feel, in the context of their league campaign going forward. Opportunity knocks now maybe coming inside. Sarah Mulvihill getting away there from the attention to making time, but there's 4 green jerseys around her. Has to go back out here to Catherine Sullivan. Right footed ball, playing it into the middle. Fiona McHale being tracked there by Maeve Byrne. Hit the deck, wasn't fouled. Referee says the pass was illegal, and it's going to be a chance for Meath just to lift the siege a little bit. Gallagly was about to go, but the referee is just holding up the play because I think they're waiting for substitution. That turnover vital for Meath.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, even the fresh legs coming in for Meath might give them a little bit of a lift. It did look like a throw ball. I can see where she's coming from, that she did make an effort, but sometimes when it looks a throw ball, from either where I'm sitting or where the referee's sitting, the foul does go against you.
Rachel Casserly of St. Ultan's is in, and she replaces Maeve Byrne, as Niamh O'Sullivan battling hard now to get this ball away from 2 Mayo attackers, but no foul committed by the Mayo players there, says the referee, and it's a chance for Mayo to build out from the back here. Trying to track there was Casserly to disrupt Eilish Ronan. But Kieran Needham, the Lewisburg player, playing the ball over the far side of the field now. 2-5 to 7, and Meath on the cusp of their second defeat of this league campaign. Strong run again from Daniela Caldwell. She's been doing that all half. Gives it to Lisa Cafferty over on this side now with her left foot. Fancy the ball in. McGurk got to be careful, because charging in there again was Walsh. We're already accredited 1 goal to her from that 45 by Rachel Kearns. And out comes Megan Tyne, looking to drive forward this ball, but got to find a green jersey, and she does. Stacey Grimes doesn't need to kick the ball away, and she does. Possession was 9/10 of the law there, you would feel, Gillian, at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, for the last probably 4 occasions that we've got into the second, into the Mayo's half of the pitch, we've given it away. We've kicked it, or we've given 50-50 balls, or we've hand passed it away and lost it. And we really need to be keeping possession, if you want to get a few scores back.
Kilcoman's number 28, Tamara O'Connor, looks like she's going to come in for Mayo. Some of the fresh legs, Mayo, it probably looks better for Mayo because they've the wind behind them, so it looks like they're running on a full tank. I'm not sure the energy has come from the Meath substitutions that have been made in some way.
I think Mayo have made a difference with their substitutions. I suppose it's difficult when you're against the wind. Mentally you're a couple of points down. But look, hopefully Meath will, get into the game and get back and get a few scores back.
So Orla Mallon's in for Ciara Smith as changes abundant here in Park Talton in Navan. It's the Little Ladies National Football League Division 1 round 4 encounter, and Meath are to the cosh here at the minute now, as Minogue goes down in that ball, tracking back and helping out. Don't forget, Meath still down to 14 players, and there's still about 4 minutes before we see Maura Shaughnessy back on the field of play. 2-5 to 7. Mayo lead the league and All-Ireland champions. Gore looking to take it on now. It's probably the most excitement we've seen in Park Talton for Meath in the last couple of minutes. A Mayo player down injured now, and they won't worry about that too much from a Meath point of view anyway, as they try to get forward, but the referee calls a halt to the play. Meath have possession, and the Mayo player is in a little bit of bother, and referee said I had to call a halt because he reckons it's a head injury, and he's right in his view to do that. I suppose one positive from the whole scenario with Mora being off the field of plays, Meath haven't conceded in that time, so that would be something. Yeah, and
look, they've gotten back into it. I think when they move fast out of the defence, they seem to be going places, albeit, if the referee stopped it there for the injury, when they come out fast and they're running for each other like they have been in other games, they seem to be doing better.
And there's still plenty of time left on my clock. Starting and not stopping it, 6 minutes remaining, but there's 9 minutes looking like on the stadium clock, which seems to be working with the referee here. So still a lot to go for Meath here as they look to charge forward there. Megan Tyne running into Rachel Kearns. Play continues. Grimes, not a whole lot of options in front of her, gives it to Gallagly. Niamh Gallagly held up illegally, says the referee. She puts the ball on the deck, and Grimes coming forward, and Gallagly, I tell you, she's a feisty player. She's the one that definitely is taking the battle to Mayo out there today, hasn't she?
Oh, absolutely. And you need leaders on the field, and when you go a few points down, you need leaders to stand up for the people that's playing beside you.
And she definitely has, because she's earned another 10 yards because of Fiona McHale getting in her face there.
Yeah, but I think there needs to be, on this charge, we pulled Stacey Grimes up there earlier for a charge. Somebody stepped into, in front of her when she was in motion going forward with the ball. Mick Bowen, touched on it as well in another game. I think the advantage needs to be with the player with the ball. If you have the ball going forward, running forward, you need to have the advantage.
Yeah, I think it's something that's going to have to be definitely looked at in the ladies' game. But Meath get their first point of the game in the final minutes here. Stacey Grimes getting her first point of the game. She forced it over the bar from 20 metres out, and now it's a one-score game, 2-5 to 8. Meath, can they get 4 to win? Can they get a goal to level it? Are Mayo going to come charging forward again? McHale linking up with Kearns, and look at Cafferty all on her own, looking to step inside the D, back to Kearns, looking up on her right foot, hooking it towards that upright. It's over the bar, Rachel Kearns.
Yeah, great score by Rachel Kearns. I think she has made a big difference since coming in. I don't know if it's legs or it's she's certainly made a difference anyway.
Yeah, they have, as he said, their substitutions making a bit, but I do think on both sides the kickouts against the wind in the first and second half really has hurt them. It probably has hurt Meath more than it has Mayo.
Absolutely, but if you look at the Meath aren't getting back as quick, so Mayo are getting forward quicker, I think, and they're letting the ball into their forwards, and Meath are not getting back behind the ball. They don't have the time to get back, and Mayo are picking off their scores.
So Meath need to get only their second goal of the league campaign if they're to get, and now with this game you would feel, and it's a strong run by Anya Sheridan, got it to Grimes, now Sheridan gets it back to Grimes, they're linking up well, they could be like a team of solicitors, giving a shot off here for St. Dunstan's, Rachel Castley, ball's across the goal, but Laura Brennan comes out with that ball, chance gonna begging, but there was lots of red back there to cover that one.
Absolutely, it probably should have been put over the bar. Great run by Anya Sheridan, given into Rachel, and just unfortunately she didn't get her score.
This is a lady that's made a big difference as well, Westport Tifa Geraghty, but she overplays the ball, and who's in there trying to get it back? It's Niamh Gallagly, and if Meath win, I tell you, her feistiness will be a factor.
Absolutely, great heart and determination, and look at, I suppose, when you have heart and determination like that, it lifts players around you.
The two Niamhs and the two Dunshaughlin Royal Gaels link up here as we try to get this ball in possession for the Royal County. The League and All-Ireland champions have a fight on their hands here. They're 4 points down into the closing stages. Gallagly coming forward, she was stopped there in her tracks, and it's both medical teams coming on here. There's that rule again that you were just talking about. It's going to be to Mayo's advantage. Well, the referee is saying it was shoulder to shoulder, but again, I don't know.
I don't agree with it, to be honest. Niamh has the momentum there. She's going forward. The Mayo player stepped in front of her. They bumped into each other, and it's a free against her. I just think there needs to be clarity on it. We're nearly turning it into a basketball match, where it's absolutely non-contact, and I don't agree with it, to be honest.
So, clock in the stadium is saying there's 5 minutes left with Mora back out on the field of play. So Meath back to the full complement. Didn't suffer too much. Scored one, conceded one in the time she was away. But the last few minutes of the time she was off, they have been stop-start, haven't they?
Yeah, they have been stop-start. I suppose when they start running at Mayo, they produce better. So hopefully she can steady the ship and they can get a few scores.
Catherine O'Sullivan using all her guile there. She stole about 7-8 yards and kicking that free. Ball dropped inside and Meath have turned it over. Crowd getting behind it here now, but they have, as I said, a bit of a mountain to climb. 268, they're into the teeth of a very strong wind that's coming down from the hospital bank down to our left hand side. Minogue, strong runner, coming forward. She's still going, Minogue. Charge it forward. Aoife Minogue takes it inside. Minogue with the shot off the upright. And the referee has called it back. What a run by Dunderry's Aoife Minogue.
Absolutely, and I thought it was a penalty actually. I thought she was in the box when she pulled back there, but an absolute incredible run by Aoife Minogue. She has been doing that again. She did it in the last couple of games and, she's still doing it.
Well, it'll make it a one-score game again, and on the stadium clock there's 4 minutes remaining. So still all to play for. By my stopwatch, we're in time added on. So still all to play for as Stacey Grimes puts that ball over the bar, gets her second point of the game, and the two of them have come in the last few minutes here.
Yeah, and I think if Meath want to do anything in this game, we need to win this. They need to win this ball.
So Laura Brennan in 2-6-9. Meath have to get a goal to get a draw, and it'll only be their second goal of the league campaign. Ball out to the middle, goes over Gallagher, trying to win it there. Katie New being pushed off the ball by Howley. New still has it though, in her possession. High tackle there, I thought, and it's a free out for Meath. New takes it quickly, infield it goes. Mary Kate Lynch looking to drive forward, got that goal of course in that game against Donegal. Ball played forward by Gallagher. Strong hands by Minogue. Infield it goes. Loose pass, but it's been picked up by, of all people, O'Sullivan. Oh! Hard tackle straight into the frontal area, and the ball is given to Meath. I don't know how Eddie Cuthbert could call that in that direction. To me, that's a frontal charge into the chest of Niamh O'Sullivan.
Yeah, that's the thing about this rule. That was a full frontal charge by the Mayo player into Niamh O'Sullivan, and it has left her injured on the ground. Her momentum was going forward. The girl stepped in front of her, and I think it's a shocking decision by the ref, to be honest.
But it's one thing, Gillian, if it's maybe front to front, if you understand me.
Yeah.
That was a clear shoulder into the chest area of Niamh O'Sullivan. I think it was clear as day. Everyone winced in the stadium when that hit went in.
Absolutely, and for the ladies' game, there needs to be clarity on this rule, or I just think, like I said before, the momentum needs to be with the player with the ball and the player going forward.
Yeah, well, I think I agree with you. I just think with the physical nature of the ladies' game, the way it's gone, it has to be revisited. Niamh O'Sullivan is in full flow. I don't know what else could she do. Well,
absolutely. When you're on full flow, you're full flight with the ball, solo on the ball forward. Somebody steps in front of you. Exactly. What are you to do?
Well, we're not going to be hard on the Mayo player. It play within the rule in some way, but
there's no way you can step out of a challenge if you have a ball. And somebody steps in front of you. There's no way you can come out.
It wasn't like the Mayo player was there standing and Niamh O'Sullivan should have got around her.
She barged her.
She was lined up. Yeah,
absolutely.
It's one thing, I think, if the player is there and Niamh O'Sullivan should have went out around her.
Yeah,
but there was no way she could have done that there. And I think that's what. Is there a Meath official in there talking to the referee?
Absolutely, and he's stating his case. What is she supposed to do when somebody steps in front of you and you're in full flight?
I think she's perfectly right.
Yeah, but I actually think you're worse off as a player going forward when somebody steps in front of you.
And you can hear what the Meath crowd think. Another charge going in, and O'Sullivan, just over one, goes straight into another. She's a hardy bit of stuff.
Oh, she is, but here's where tempers fly high, nearly control. There's no control on the game now, where players are going in, not to injure each other, but going in harder.
And that is the thing when you need a bit of composure. But Mayo know they have the advantage. Meath know they have to get the ball back. Kearns plays pass over here towards Ella Brennan. Brennan giving it to Lisa Coffey. Robbed back there by Gallagher. Definitely a Meath contender for player of the match in my eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll get you, Gillian, to be thinking about that as well. Mayo are probably in the ascendancy. They'll be considered probably with the most contenders at the moment. But Meath coming forward. Aoife Minole, another strong run, loses the ball, turns, wins it back, looking to charge forward, and the ball is turned the other way.
Yeah, I think that was very harsh on Mayo. Like, all she did was kind of step to go around the player. The player stepped into her, and it's a free against the Mayo player. Like, you know, I don't agree with it.
Yeah. Like, and let's talk about it. That should be a Mayo ball, and it's going to be a Meath free.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
And even the Mayo management were jumping up and down. They weren't jumping up and down
a few minutes
2 minutes ago when it was the other.
Yeah, I think, look, I suppose it's difficult for a referee because, you know,
he's playing the rule.
Yeah, but I was at another game where, you know, there was a different circumstance, and, you know, like, the referee didn't even know what to do. But when he went in at half time, he was given the freeze in the second half for the same thing that happened in the first half.
Another yellow card for Maura Shaughnessy, and it's a red. And I would imagine Maura must have been a few verbals there to Eddie Cuthbert and what she thought of him, and he just decided he had enough. Yeah,
but it's a free to Mayo here. Like, a few minutes ago, you know, it's tempers kind of, I suppose, and girls getting frustrated, you know, from the decisions that are being made.
The ball has been kicked away, and it's been won back again by Katie New, looking to come forward. She's been held up illegally twice. Ball kicked away though by Meath, and Mayo looking to charge forward in numbers here. And the referee has called a halt again. The clock in the stadium, and has he blown full time?
Yeah, it sounded like he blew for full time there. Yeah.
He's blown the full time whistle, and that's why you rely ultimately on the referee and his clock. Stadium clock was saying one thing. My stopwatch is about 36 minutes. You can hear what the crowd think of the whole thing, but realistically, Gillian, if we're to bring it all back, the two goals very quickly together, you know, Mayo used the conditions a lot better in the second half.
Yeah, and even the kickouts from the Mayo keeper, like, she was kicking them nearly to the halfway line. Mayo were attacking in numbers, they were defending in numbers as well, they were getting quicker forward, the ball was going quicker into the forwards, and they were picking their scores.
The problem then was, of course, that probably there was a situation of the game plan that Meath obviously have been working on is a defensive one. They probably invited an awful lot of Mayo players then into a scoring area, and as you rightly pointed out, when you do that, 50-50 balls will tend then to break towards the attacking team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and no more than the Mayo keeper in the first half, Monica in the second half, the Meath keeper, it was difficult to kick the ball out against the wind. And when you have, like, you know 25 players in one half, you know, you have to give a 50-50 ball, and, you know, Mayo were winning them, in fairness to them, and they were popping their scores.
Probably a bit harsh on Eddie Cuthbert that he's been booed off the field here, because I think he refereed the game fairly well up to the point there where ultimately he made two decisions, but if you were to be a real stickler on the rule, he did nothing wrong.
No, he's going by the rules. Look, I know it looks terrible when it's, you know, somebody steps in front of you and you're, you know, going soloing up the field with the ball. You can't do anything. It looks like a charge, but he gives a free, you know, the opposite way. And he's, I suppose, you know, playing the rules that are there. But like, it's very difficult. I think, like I said before, you know, you have to give the player with the ball, you know, the initiative to go forward.
Yeah, and that's something, as we said, we can't sort out. It has to go to Congress, and I'm hoping it's something that will be visited, because we've talked about it now for, I'd say, the last 2.5 years. I firmly say since COVID, Gillian, because I would imagine it's just a game now that is quickened up and everything. That rule is definitely one that has to be revisited, but as I said, Congress is one that's going to have to sort that out. Let's talk about Mayo. Definitely second half a lot better, you know. Although now when you look at it, I suppose they were in touch at half time. You probably feel Meath probably didn't take all their chances in that first half.
Yeah, and Meath didn't, but like they upped their game. Mayo upped their game in the second half. You could see them, defending in numbers. When a Meath player got the ball, there was 3 players around them, winning the ball back, getting forward fast, and taking their scores.
Standout players, probably, the player of the match is probably going to come from them, because they have lifted now some of the siege on them. They were in relegation trouble. They're still probably down there at the bottom of the table, but they're a little bit closer than they were before, with games now to come against Dublin away, Galway at home, Donegal away. Nothing easy for them in that, if they're to save their future in Division 1. But did Rachel Kearns make that significant amount of difference?
Yeah, I think she did. Look, I suppose, the wind had a big part to play as well. But I think, when she came on, the girls around her kind of quickened up. I suppose the experience of the Catholic girls, Fiona McHale coming in there probably as a late substitution, but they've done really well to beat Meath here today.
And looking at it as well, I think you have to give a nod. Catherine Sullivan made a big difference coming in. She only came on at half time, captain of this team ultimately. Daniela Caldwell made some phenomenal runs. She probably is another one that you would mark out.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose fresh legs coming into any team, especially against the wind, is huge. And it showed there for Mayo today that their subs kind of made a difference.
Meath, it's a bit of a chastening one now, losing at home, drawn against Galway. The home games probably now, haven't gone well in the case. They're still very much in contention, but it's probably now just... as we said, we have Kerry away, Waterford at home, Cork away. No easy games now against 3 Munster opposition.
No, I think and throughout the year I don't think there's any easy games. But when you take, players out of the game, like the calibre of Emma Duggan, Vicky Wall, Orla Lally, and they're only to mention a few, but on the other side of it, it gives players an opportunity. But I suppose they're household names that have been there for the last number of years. It's up to players to come in and to make a difference.
Yeah, well, I will call it then maybe here, and then we'll be able to get our interviews at the bottom. I'll just get Gillian maybe to think about a player of the match there. We're probably going to nod towards obviously the winners here with a fine second half performance. There were 7 points to 3 down, but Michael Miles' team put the shoulder to the wheel and come back here with the win. The 2 goals ultimately vital to lead by to win here by 2-6 to 9 points. Stick with us though. We will hear from both camps and our player of the match. And you're welcome back here to Port Halton in Navan, and joining me here is our player of the match, Daniela Caldwell. How does that feel?
Oh, well, it's better than the losing anyways. We knew we had a tough challenge ahead of us today. We had a great week of training and we just came down. I think we were the underdogs from the very start, and we kind of led into that. I know that's Meath's kind of game plan, the underdog, but we're obviously delighted to get the win. It's a lot easier journey home with the win than the loss.
And we're standing here on the pitch on Port Halton. That is a significant breeze. It must have been hard faced in that first half. Yeah, in the first half, it was extremely hard, especially with the kickouts. Meath did a really high press and they turned us over on the breaking ball a lot with our long kickouts. Really strong breeze. I think in the second half it actually went up a bit more when it was with us. This pitch is in amazing condition. We were literally just saying, great pitch to play on. It had a strong breeze, but I think it was a great game of football. We're happy enough. You didn't panic though. At 7 points to 3, I'm sure Michael must have been saying to you, you're still well in this. Yeah, well, we knew we were playing against the wind in the first half, so a win, it's anyone's game, to be honest. We knew we had to put in the hard work in the second half. We just completely believed in ourselves. I think we've had 2 very bad starts to the league, and we just wanted to prove to people that we actually can play football, and we have a lot more work to do. By goodness, that's not our best performance, but we're going in the right direction anyways. And goals obviously help, and you got the 2 of them very quickly, and that obviously gave you as a defender, you were getting forward in obviously a lot more. I think our main thing this league is we're conceding a lot of goals and not getting any of the other ends, so to get the goals today was a great KPI for us, so we're happy enough with that as well. It's good. So points on the board. I know there's tough matches ahead, but look, it's a bit of a weight off the shoulder. Oh, 100%. It's great to have points on the board, and of course we want to be playing the best in the competition as well, so we're just going to enjoy these next few games. We're playing, in this league there's very little between any team, and we're just excited for the challenge, and it's preparing us well for championship, and that's the main goal, is the championship. Well, congratulations, you're our player of the match. Thanks, Daniel Caldwell. Thanks indeed for joining us here this afternoon in Port Halton in Navan. We're just waiting on the various managements to come towards us, which are over on the far side, so do stay with us. We will hear from Michael Moyle and Davy Nelson in the next couple of minutes. Okay, you're welcome back here to Port Halton in Navan. Joining me is obviously a very happy man, Michael Miles. I suppose those little breaks and those little bits of luck that we haven't been getting in the first 3 games, I felt we got today. A kind of game that ebbed and flowed a bit, and it could have gone either way. I suppose the 45 going into the back of net was the difference between the teams in the end. The wind is fairly significant, and I felt if you got a long kick, it could cause problems, and Rachel proved that. I don't know whether there was a little touch on it, but there was power behind it, and that's a factor, and it was in a dangerous area ultimately. Yeah, and for Rachel, she's coming back from obviously 2 years not playing football, so she's getting used to the round ball again, but she's well able to strike a ball, and we learned a lot last year in the league semi-final against Meath. They're a well put together team. There was a strong breeze that day in Clonus, and we learned a lot of lessons that day from Meath, so we think that we implemented some of them today, and we're happy just to get the result, to be honest. Half time, you're thinking, I was saying it to Danielle, we give her our player of the match, that you were still very much well in it, having mastered the conditions in some way. Yeah, but we were disappointed about how many chances we snatched at and maybe took that weren't on. We wanted to be patient, and that's the thing that we talked about all week with how well Meath are set up, is being patient on the ball, trying to draw them out a small bit more. But look, we kicked away a few balls, but
we were still in the game. It was 7-3 I think at half time, so we were still in with the shout, and we knew with that breeze in the second half that we had shooters from outside.
And because I would imagine Meath's game plan, you probably played into that then a little bit, because you were able to get a lot of your defenders inside the Meath half, and that put a lot of pressure then on them.
Yeah, well, there's no real defenders when the game goes like that. It's like 7 or 8 midfielders, you know, and that's the way it kind of transpired. But look, we're happy. We got that small bit of luck that we haven't had. As I said, Meath are a fine team. For us to come here and beat the All-Ireland champions is a good pep in our step to going into next week with a big challenge again against Dublin. Yeah,
but I'm sure it makes training now, Michael, a little bit easier, and the trip back to Mayo this even a little bit easier.
Yeah, and look, there was a big thing about, I suppose, not scoring goals and conceding a lot of goals. We didn't concede a goal today and we scored 2, and look, that for us is great, and Tuesday, Thursday night will be a lot easier this week.
Well, congratulations and
thanks
well done.
very much. Okay.
Michael Miles here joining us, the Mayo manager. We're just going to grab Davy Nelson. Davy, just a quick word if you don't mind, just to sign things off. Apologies for shouting at you across working on my own here. Davy, I'll give you that microphone. That's a bit chastening for you a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But full marks to Mayo. Congratulate them on their win. We made too many mistakes and we paid for them heavily, and so congratulations, Mayo.
I've talked to both the player and the manager of Mayo. The wind is significant. It is here now, and there's a bit of rainfall on us as well. You probably didn't capitalise on that enough.
Yeah, I agree with you. We scored 7 points in the first half. We thought we could have got a bit more out of that. But we were doing well for 7 or 8 minutes. I'm very pleased. I think we had 3 or 4 point lead, and we were managing the game quite well. But then we made some bad mistakes and got heavily penalised. And obviously, the 2 goals were a real killer on us. You know, we fought back valiantly, but just couldn't get there.
Yeah, the thing probably would it be fair to say, Davey, that maybe when the goals came in, you probably need to game manage a little bit better after that? Thought there was a little bit of panic. Would that be fair enough?
Maybe there was. It's difficult because everyone's human. Yes, and I still thought we battled courageously right through. It's always a bit unsettling, but I was happy with the response. We drove it forward. We had a good goal opportunity, I thought, ourselves. We kicked it wide. I thought the player maybe didn't see the player inside. Got that in. I think we would have got something out of the game. Games like that, when they're tight, hinge on big moments, and today we left our big moments behind us. I think that ultimately cost us.
Your thoughts on Mauro O'Shaughnessy and the sin binning firstly, and then ultimately a red card?
Yeah, I have, honestly, I'm not evading the question. I never get involved with refereeing decisions or anything like that. I only work with what I can control, and that's the players and how we go about our game. And refereeing and that is so difficult. I wouldn't pass any comment on it, to be honest.
That's fair enough. And even your thoughts on this rule that myself and Gillian Bennett were talking about it on the commentary. You know, the ref was getting a bit of a harsh kind of deal going off the field here. I think he's playing within the rules. Unfortunately, we don't probably agree with it.
I'm new to this, so I'm the least experienced, and I'm trying to learn very quickly here what's what, and it is a difficult one. There's no doubt about it. It's now becoming a real problem, I think, for most teams in most matches. So maybe something that the LGFA could look at, just about tidying that up about what exactly is a foul when someone takes the ball into somebody. You know, I'd say going forward that needs definite reassessment.
David, my final question to you now. As he said, a draw and a loss at home in this tight enough league, it means now that those 3 games that you have left are must win, I would feel.
Yeah, absolutely. We've put ourselves now behind the black ball, but every game is so difficult, and they're tight games and they can go either way. And today I think we need to look in the mirror ourselves. I think we left it behind us, but full marks to Mayo. And sure, we go to Kerry next week. It just goes, another steep climb, but we'll be up for it, absolutely, and looking to see can we get a W below in Kerry.
Fair play to you. Thanks indeed, David Nelson, for talking to us. And the manager there of the Meath ladies, in his defeat, I think fairly magnanimous in the decision of how that game went, and given some credit to Mayo. So credit to Mayo. They have a short trip now back home to the west with that victory here this afternoon. It gets the duck egg away from them on the league table. They have the points here secured from Park Talton in Navan, with the success of the 2 goals in that second half really were the catalyst for the victory. So congratulations to Mayo, commiserations to Meath. Thanks indeed to Gillian Bennett on commentary, for Dave for all the great work done in the background here from Entray for this live stream. Hopefully you've enjoyed the action. We'll talk to you again soon.